I'm today's host, Catherine from GoodWe Solar Academy. Welcome to our GoodWe Plus Pakistan online training session. First, I want to give you a brief introduction about GoodWe Plus basic rules in Pakistan. Our training session will always span 2 days for comprehensive coverage, and each session we will focus on different topics. For example, our first session today is about residential energy storage. First day is always Module 1, Product, Portfolio, and Solution Overview. And the second day for Module 2 and 3, Installation, Commissioning, and also Troubleshooting. You can choose modules based on your interest or availability, but please kindly note that only attendees with full participation in both days are eligible to take the exam and receive the final benefits. Our exam won't be very difficult. It will assess your general understanding of the content covered during the session, and the exam link would be only sent to the full attendees from email. After successfully completing the exams with a score of 6 points or more, participants will receive the virtual GoodWe Plus certificate. Besides, participants with top 10 scores will receive physical certificates along with our special gifts as a token of our appreciation. Make sure you don't miss out our exam link. And if you have any questions during the webinar, you are welcome to post them in the Q&A box. If your questions are left due to the limited time, we will contact you by email after the webinar. And the replay will be uploaded to our community later. You can join us from community.goodwe.com. Okay, without further talk, let's now welcome our speaker today, Eric Young, Manager of Storage Solution Department from GoodWe Solar Academy. He has focused on providing differentiated and customized storage system solutions and has devoted himself to the solar industry for more than 10 years. And also he is familiar with inverter technologies and comprehensive PV solutions. Okay, let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the introduction. This is Eric from GoodWe Solar Academy. And today, I will give you a brief introduction of GoodWe and also some GoodWe products related to the Pakistan market. Okay, let's start. Okay. Okay, firstly, it is GoodWe vision and mission. GoodWe's vision is driving the world's smart energy future, and our mission is we are determined to become a major driving force in the global energy transition, building a sustainable future. And until now, GoodWe have already sold 4 million units of the inverter. And okay, and next, this is our milestone. GoodWe established in 2010. And now we are already 14 years. We are listed on Shanghai Stock Exchange in 2020. And during these 14 years, we have developed so many inverter, battery, and other products. And also we have multiple rewards during these 14 years. Okay. This is GoodWe family. Now GoodWe have more than 5,000 employees and more than 1,000 R&D staff. And also GoodWe have more than 150 overseas employees. And GoodWe sales revenue until 2022, we have more than 7,035 million US dollar. And we have increased every year. And this is our production capacities. In 2024, we have for the solar inverter capacity, GoodWe have the production capacity for this year is more than 30 gigawatts, and the battery production capacity is 2.1 gigawatt hour. Okay. This is some GoodWe awards, such as the In 2022, we are the world's top three storage inverter supplier, and in 2021, in the SPI test, GoodWe EH series is number 2 in the SPI test, and for the ET series, 10 kilowatts, we are reaching number 5 in the SPI test. And in 2019, GoodWe have the award number 1 residential inverter supplier. This is our global installation. In these 14 years, we have already installed more than 15.2 gigawatts. And in this 15.2 gigawatts, we have installed 4 gigawatt energy storage inverter, 23 gigawatt residential grid-tied inverter, and 21 gigawatt C&I grid-tied inverter. Also, we have some utility project. It is about 4 gigawatts. This is GoodWe product portfolio. GoodWe have the residential inverter from minimum is 0.7 kilowatt and the maximum in the residential scenario is 30 kilowatts. This is the grid-tied inverter. Also, GoodWe have the C&I inverter from 25 kilowatt to 125 kilowatts. This is it is suitable some C&I rooftop in different countries, and also we have the utility product from 225 to 350 kilowatts. Also, except this grid-tied inverter, we have the storage inverter from 3 to 100 kilowatts. Also, we have different lithium battery that can work with GoodWe storage inverter. And except this inverter and the battery, we also have some other products such as the EV charger. This EV charger can work with GoodWe grid-tied inverter, also the storage inverter. And also we have the building integrated PV, the PVBM. And this is the hardware of the GoodWe, the hardware product of GoodWe inverter. And also GoodWe has the firmware such as like the smart energy management system. So this system can monitor and control all the GoodWe grid-tied inverter, storage inverter, battery, EV charger. This is the portfolio. These are products that we think that is very suitable for the Pakistan market. Mainly it is the storage inverter and the battery. We want to introduce this to you, and except this storage inverter, we do also have the other products like the grid-tied inverter, utility product, MV station, also the EV charger and the PVBM. And for the storage inverter of the residential, we have the ESG2 series, ES Unique series, ET Plus series for both ESG2 and ES Unique for single phase, and the ET Plus series is for the 3-phase. GoodWe have this is the 3 products that we want to introduce to you, but except these 3 products, GoodWe also have other product. For example, the bigger ET Plus series, we have the ET 15 to 30 kilowatt. Also, we have the bigger ET series in the future. Firstly, it is the ESG2 series. It is single phase hybrid inverter from 3 to 6 kilowatts. And because this is connected to the low voltage battery, so the battery charge and discharge current is 120 amp. And also it can work compatible with GoodWe Lynx A series. Except this battery, GoodWe also it can work with other brand batteries such as also it can work with other batteries. And this is we call it the ES Unique series. Unique, that means it is a unique inverter that we are designed for the Pakistan market. The the inverter power range is from 8 to 12 kilowatts, and it connected to the low voltage battery. So the maximum battery charge and discharge current is 240 amp. And also it can compatible with GoodWe Link C series. Except the GoodWe Link C series, it also can compatible with the lead acid battery, which maybe it is very popular in some countries. And also, we remove the smart meter in this ES Unix series because we think the smart meter installation is not very convenient. So in ES Unix series, we provide the CT, only provide the CT for the default. The customer do not need to install smart meter. And this is the ET Plus series. The power range is from 5 to 10 kilowatts. This is the three-phase hybrid inverter, and it connected to the high voltage battery. So the battery charge and discharge, it is only 25 amp, but we think 25 amp is enough for this 5 to 10 kilowatt hybrid inverter. And also it can work with GoodWe Lynx F G2 series. See, the battery that we already introduced in the inverter, prefer Lynx A series, which is the low voltage battery, and the Lynx FG2 series, which is a high voltage battery. For the Lynx A series, it is a 5 kilowatt hour battery, and the discharge power it is 3 kilowatts. Okay. And so it have the 60 amp battery charge and discharge current, and it can compatible with GoodWe ESG2 and ES Unix series. We think it is very suitable for the Pakistan market. Also, we are developing Lynx A, the next generation of Lynx A series, which the charge and discharge current can be more than 100 amp. And this is the GoodWe Lynx FG2 series, which is a high voltage battery which can work with GoodWe Lynx FG2 series. And it is the battery cell is AFP, and the usable energy of each battery module is 3.2 kilowatt hour. And the maximum can be 9 pieces. So for each battery tower, it can be 28.8 kilowatt hour. And the maximum charge and discharge current of this battery is 35 amps. So it can work with the ET Plus series, which the battery charge and discharge current is only 25 amp. And the module number minimum is 3 pieces. So the minimum usable energy it is 9.6 kilowatt hour, and the maximum is 9 pieces, which is 28.8 kilowatt hour. And this is some GoodWe smart energy solutions. The hybrid solution, hybrid inverter system includes the PV panels, the lithium battery, also the hybrid inverter, the on-grid loads, backup loads, smart meter, and the grid. And this is the operation logic of this hybrid system. From the diagram, we can see we install the PV panels, the battery, the on-grid output, the backup output, and also the smart meter and the CT into one union, such as the EST2 series, ES Unique, and ET Plus series. And the PV supply priority for the default, it is PV will support the loads first. When the grid is available, it will support for both backup loads and on-grid loads. And if it have the more power, it will charge the battery. And if the battery is full, the PV power can export to the grid because we have all the specification. Also, if the customer do not want to export the PV power to the grid, we also can set the power limit. And this is one grid is available, one grid is failed. The PV will support only the PV and the battery will only support the backup loads. So there is no power to the on-grid ports. And this is a load consumption priority. If the customer have some loads, the consumption priority, the first priority is from the PV, and the secondly it is from the battery. And if there is no PV and the battery is empty, it will get the power from the utility. When grid is available, when grid is failed, it will only get the power from PV and battery. This is when the grid failed, the hybrid system, the PV and the battery will only support the backup load. If there is no load, the PV will charge the battery. And GoodWe hybrid inverter realize the UPS level switch time is less than 10 milliseconds, which means the backup loads will work continuously. It will not stop and start again. And this is a parallel solution for ESG2 series. We have realized both on-grid and backup parallel connection. In this diagram, we will have one master inverter and multiple slave inverter. And the master inverter will install the different communication module. We call it EasyLink. And if the inverter installed the EasyLink and also it connected the smart meter and the CT, we call it the master inverter. And the other slave inverter will have the communication cable to the master inverter. And at the power cable connection, we can parallel the master inverter and the output of the on-grid side of the master and the slave inverter together to the utility and also connect to the on-grid load. And also the backup side of every inverter, it also can parallel connect to the same backup load. And the maximum pieces is 16 pieces in parallel, one master inverter and 15 pieces of the slave inverter. And this is a parallel solution for three-phase. We have the ET5 to 10 kilowatt. And in this solution, the backup loads of each inverter should connect separately. That means we only parallel the on-grid side of the 10 pieces of ET5 to 10 kilowatt. And in this solution, we need a control box. We call it SCC1000S to communicate to these 10 pieces of the ET5 to 10 kilowatts. So it can realize maximum 100 kilowatts hybrid inverter, 10 pieces of ET 10 kilowatts. And also it can realize the unbalanced output if the load of each phase is unbalanced. This system also can work in this kind of scenario. And also we have the smart control. We can set different logic of each inverter and to charge or discharge the battery. And this is a DC oversizing solution. For example, if the inverter is 10 kilowatts and for GoodWe, we suggest the customer to connect for 15 kilowatt PV panels because the maximum AC output of the hybrid inverter is 10 kilowatts, and the other 5 kilowatts of PV power it can charge to the battery. And the maximum is only to charge to the battery for 5 kilowatts. And if we all know some other brand inverter, if they also write the PV capacity, it can connect 15 kilowatt PV panels, but if they have the 5 kilowatts AC output, it only can charge the battery at 5 kilowatts because this is a 10 kilowatts hybrid inverter. If the AC output of this solution is 10 kilowatts, it cannot charge the battery at the same time. And this is the load control solution for ET5 to 10, ETG2, ET15 to 30, also the ESG2 series, which without ATS. That means if the customer want to control some special loads such as the heat pump or the EV charger, would we have this dry contact? This dry contact can communicate to the loads directly, such as the heat pump. Means the inverter can turn on or turn off these special loads separately. This load is maybe it is very big, such as the heat pump, and it is not emergency. The customer can heat the water when the PV is enough. So we can set different parameters, such as if the PV power is more than 2 kilowatt, we can start these loads. And if the battery is more than 80% SOC, we can start these loads, like different settings. And these loads do not affect the other loads working. Means if these loads do not work, the other loads connect to the inverter on-grid side and the backup side also can work. Okay, and this is this is the same port connected to the inverter dry contact, but if the loads do not have the communication port that can communicate to the inverter directly, we also can connect this dry contact port to the contact, or we can call it the ATS, the switch, and we can control the AC connection of these loads. Means the logic is the same. We can set different values, different PV power, different battery SOC, and a different time pyramid to start, turn on, or turn off these loads. And this is PV and the battery, also grid and generator solution. Means in some countries, the PV and the battery system will work together with the generator, because in some countries the customer have the generator, so they want to realize the generator to charge the battery. Also, if they have PV and the battery, the generator do not work. If there is not enough PV and not enough battery power, the generator will support the loads. Means when in this system we will have a third-party EMS, and the connection, like the diagram, the on-grid side will connect to this ATS, and one side is connected to grid, and the other side is connected to the generator. When the grid is available, the inverter on-grid side and on-grid port will connect to the grid. The logic we have introduced just now, the PV will support the loads first, then charge the battery. Also, it can feed the power to the grid. And when the grid is failed, the ATS will switch to the generator port. And the inverter will send the signal to start the generator. Then generator start to work. It will support the on-grid loads, of course. And also, it can support the backup loads through the inverter bypass diagram. So the power will from the generator to the inverter on-grid side, and going to the inverter to the backup side to support the backup loads. And also, if the customer want the generator to charge the battery, we also can realize it. The generator power, it can support the for both on-grid side backup, on-grid load, backup load, and also it can charge the battery. And this is a monitoring solution. GoodWe for the local monitoring, we have the SolarGo app, which we can communicate to the inverter by for Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi LAN and Bluetooth. Your cell phone can connect to the inverter Bluetooth signal or the Wi-Fi signal. Then we can turn on SolarGo. Then we can have the monitoring, and also we can set in the inverter. And for the remote monitoring, we have the different servers in Australia, in Germany, in Hong Kong, and in US market, and in US. And the inverter data will connect to the home router by Wi-Fi or the 4G diagram. or the 4G module, then all the inverter data will send to the GoodWe server in different countries, and the GoodWe server will send this data to GoodWe SIMS portal, and you can check the inverter data in the website SIMS portal or in your cell phone. And also, if the customer do not want to use GoodWe platform, GoodWe SIMS portal, they also can get the data from GoodWe server and for using Open API or the data transmission. And except this, GoodWe inverter also have some protocols, follow the protocols such as the Modbus RTU, Modbus TCP/IP, also the soundspec, which means if the customer have the local EMS device, it can control the inverter by these protocols. And this is some other solutions, for example, the load monitoring, because in this storage inverter system, the customer mainly focus on the load consumption and also the monitoring. They want to know the load power is from PV or the battery or the grid and also the percentage. In GoodWe SIMS platform, we have this kind of data. At the left side, we have the real-time load consumption. This is the real time. And also at the right side, we have some calculations for the and also analysis of the system. And also this is a GoodWe VPP ready solution. VPP, this topic is very popular in some countries, especially in Western country and the US and also the Australian market. And we call it the VPP ready solution. That means GoodWe hybrid inverter and the battery. We are ready to connect to the VPP system. Normally in this VPP system, we will have the VPP manufacturer or the VPP operator. Then they will install a VPP device, or we can call it the EMS device, in different house. And if every house have installed the GoodWe hybrid inverter system also with the EMS, the EMS can send different commands to different house. For example, if the load consumption of house one it is very big, for example, house one have a EV charger and is charging the electronic vehicles, and we can send the command to house 2 and house 3 to make the battery of this house discharge to the house 1. And the house 1 will get the power from house 2 and house 3. Of course, the house 1 will pay to the house 2 and house 3. And in these solutions, for all the house 1, 2, 3, they do not get the power from the grid or feed power to the grid. They can share the PV panels. Also, they can share the battery. Yeah, of course, they have different bill of the EMS platform, but in some countries it is cheaper than it buy power from the grid. Also, if the grid is not stable, we also can share the power and energy in different house. Also, we have do some project in US market, like a community of maybe more than 40 or 50 house. Each house have installed GoodWe hybrid inverter system. And as we have introduced GoodWe, all this GoodWe hybrid inverter, we have followed the standard Modbus RTU, Modbus TCP, and the soundspec protocols. That means the EMS device, it is very easy to communicate to the inverter to make it charge or discharge. Also, it can control the PV production. Okay, that's all for this brief introduction of the GoodWe company and also GoodWe hybrid inverter and the battery. Okay.
Thank you for the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
We can see some questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
First, how does GoodWe address compatibility issues with different solar panel brands and configurations?
Okay. Normally, GoodWe hybrid inverter can work with different solar panels and uh, uh, no matter which is the brand and the power. So for the normal PV panels, the customer can install it. Do not communicate to GoodWe. They can install it separately. And also, if some special PV panels such as some new technology or some different parameters, we can discuss to GoodWe Solar Academy or the after sales department when before the customer install this special solar panels.
And another question is how can the audience make attendance? If I understand correctly, do you mean how how are the audience considered the full participants for all modules? So for this question, as long as you joined both days for the 3 modules, you will be considered a full participant and receive the exam link. And another question is, how does GoodWe ensure safety and reliability in the residential energy storage solutions?
Yeah, GoodWe have the safety is mainly about the battery side. So GoodWe are using the Tier 1 battery cell manufacturing in China. So all the quantity and also the quality it can ensure to GoodWe. So and also the safety we can at the battery cell side we can ensure it because we are getting this battery cell in a big company, and when GoodWe have this battery cell, we have to multiply test with GoodWe hybrid inverter. So we will do charge, discharge, also some special test with GoodWe battery, also GoodWe hybrid inverter. So before we launch this product, the hybrid inverter and the battery to the market, we have already do maybe more than thousands pieces times of the test. So and we can make sure this system is safe and reliable.
There's another question about the ATS, with and without ATS.
Okay.
Can you further explain it?
Okay, no problem. Yeah. This is diagram without ATS. That means if the loads have the communication port, maybe it is some special loads such as the smart grid ready heat pump. It has the communication port. So the communication port of the loads can connect the cable to the inverter DO control port directly. If the customer want to control this kind of loads, they do not need the separate ATS. So we call it the without ATS solution. Means the inverter can control the load directly. And if the customer want to control the loads, it is not the special loads. It is the normal loads. It do not have the communication port. Means the inverter cannot connect this communication cable to the load directly. Then the customer can install this ATS because we think all the ATS have this communication port can connect to the inverter directly, this DO control, and inverter can send a command to this ATS, and the ATS will control the loads on or off by turn on or turn off the power cable. Okay, that is the difference for with ATS and without ATS, because the customer maybe want to control different loads.
And there's also some interesting questions in Q&A box. Can you please share some competitive advantages of ES Unique compared to other Pakistan market brands? Is there any unique selling points?
Yeah. For the ES Unique series, firstly, it is the power. It is the power range is from 8 to 12 kilowatts. Yeah, firstly, it is the power range is from 8 to 12 kilowatts. And secondly, we have the strong, we have the strong compatibility. We can connect to the lead acid battery. Also, the customer can choose different lead acid battery type in SolarGo, such as AGM or GEL. And also the third, it has a strong backup capacity. Means if the grid failed, it can support some big loads or some special loads like the air conditioning or the motor, like this pump with the high current. And next, it has the generation port. So the customer can connect to the generator, and this PV battery and the generator system can work at the same time, and also the generator can charge the battery. Yeah, we think this is an advantage of the ES Unique series.
And there's another question. Is it necessary to have balanced loads to work zero export device properly?
No need, because all the GoodWe three-phase hybrid inverter, it have the unbalanced output function. So if the load of each phase is different, the inverter also can handle this. For example, the load of each phase, it is 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, and 3 kilowatts. And if the inverter have the 6 kilowatt PV input, the AC output will be 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, and 3 kilowatt. It do not send the power to the grid, and it do not need the power from the battery.
Okay, there's a question about the temperature. They are living in a city where normally temperature is around 50 centigrade. So will it affect the efficiency of the device? ESD2.
If the environmental temperature is 50 degree, we think it will derating. But the derating it not depends on the environment temperature. It depends on the internal temperature. So if you have some, maybe you can install a fan beside the inverter, and also you can install it in some environment that the temperature is not high, and the inverter do not degrade the rating.
Okay, and we can see there are a lot of questions in the chat box. And is there any particular feature to run normal load and heavy load separately over PV in case grid outage?
Features to run normal load. We can set the protection point of the grid voltage of the inverter. That means if there have some if there is a PV production, the grid voltage may be increased because they have the PV output. But if the customer have the load, we think the grid voltage do not increase because the load will consume this PV production. So and also if the grid voltage increased, we also can set the different protection point of the inverter to make sure the inverter keep working.
The GM.
Which one?
Latest.
GMC
3000 they use for on-grid inverters to stop back feeding to the grid.
Yeah.
That the zero exports are not really zero.
Yeah, the customer can set the zero to the in SolarGo to realize zero export. But if you have already set zero and the system do not work properly, you can communicate it to the after sales department, then they will check the monitoring data of this system for you.
And there are some questions about the compare with other brands. Do you have any idea about the data for now?
Like
battery life cycle when?
Yeah. For this topic, we can discuss. Maybe the customer can send an email to us, and we can communicate separately.
And also like different and unique points of GoodWe's energy storage solutions and other brands. Yes, actually we don't have so many materials by us for now. So if you are interested in these topics, you can send us emails later. Can GoodWe battery compatible with other brands?
Until now, no. GoodWe battery can only work with GoodWe inverter.
And can we use two different brands panels on two different strings?
Yeah, if these two string connect to two different MPPT, it is okay. But if two different brand PV panels connected to one string, it is no.
Okay, and I can see that so much for the questions. Thank you for asking and for interesting in GoodWe products and solutions. Anyone who asks for the slide and recordings of this webinar, we will send you an email after all the modules are finished and after tomorrow. And if there's no other questions, we'd like to remind you to join us tomorrow for the module 2 and 3. And because that will be more technical, tomorrow's webinar will be in Urdu and presented by our local colleagues. And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.